You are listening to Christian Audio's production of The Story of Everything by Jared C. Wilson. This book is read by Jared C. Wilson. This audio recording was produced in 2015 by Christian Audio, which owns the copyright. No portion of this recording may be reproduced for any reason without prior written consent from Christian Audio. This edition is published by Christian Audio under an agreement with Good News Publishers, Crossway Books and Bibles, based on The Story of Everything, copyright 2015, by Jared C. Wilson. Please visit christianaudio.com, facebook.com/christianaudio, or twitter.com/christianaudio to offer your impressions of this work and to explore additional titles. Conclusion. We always begin having made a conclusion. The story of my aching to know what on earth God was doing, what God was doing on earth, began with a rather startling conclusion about my place in the world. I was roasting in bumper-to-bumper traffic on FM 1960 in Houston, Texas, one blazingly hot afternoon when I realized that I was an alien. The thought struck me as both out of nowhere and a long time coming, like an ungraspable part of my brain had suddenly become dislodged. I realized with stunning clarity, I don't belong here. Now, I was born in Texas, and save for 3 years of childhood spent in New Mexico, I grew up in Texas. But I never felt quite at home in Texas. And yet the problem I had just found the solution to in that muggy traffic trap was not exactly about where I lived. It was more about the circumstances and my processing of them. It was about the thick traffic, sure. It was about the humid air, yes. It was a lot about the fact that at the time I was working 3 jobs and going to college. But it was mostly about the fact that I had no idea what any of my displacement meant. I was not just an alien in my culture. I was an alien in my own life. This is what I mean. In all my routine, daily facing the grind of work traffic, school traffic, work traffic, work, I felt completely lost, like the proverbial hamster on a wheel. In that crucial moment of traffic jam clarity, I realized life was happening to me, and I had no clue what I was supposed to be working toward. It wasn't so much that I wanted to get out of Houston, although that was part of it. It was more that I wanted to know that whatever I was doing, wherever I was doing it, actually mattered. I wasn't thinking primarily of being transported out of my life. I was thinking how great it might be if some kind of meaning were being transported into it. I think this is largely true for everybody. Most of us can deal with less than dream jobs and staying put in one place for a long time if we can only get the sense that there is something important, fulfilling, and eternal about the ordinary stuff we do in our everyday lives. Because isn't that what life normally is, ordinary? Not many of us are international adventurers or ninja warriors. Most of us are just regular kinds of people. Most of our days look pretty much the same. Every now and then something out of the ordinary happens, both good things and bad things. They excite us or disrupt us, or both. We usually ponder the big questions of life in those extraordinary moments, at weddings and funerals, at the birth of a child or the loss of a job, when we win the lotto or have to declare bankruptcy. But hardly anybody is contemplating the meaning of life over their bowl of shredded wheat. But that's what I did. Hands sticky on the steering wheel, classic rock blaring from my radio, sweat beading on my brow, I thought, I was made for more. Not bigger, not better, not even different, but more, deeper, meaningful. What if there was actually a key that unlocked all this stuff? What if there was that one thing that made sense of everything? What if both mountain climbing and traffic jams communicate something beyond themselves when we discover that one thing? I've got that one thing. It's in the pages of this book. It's in the sunshine and in the air and in the pop-up ads on the internet and in the checkout line at the grocery store and in the roaring stands of the football stadium, and it's right there, actually, under your skin. Underneath the crust of creation, there echoes the beating heart of a promise made long, long ago. It is sending out a signal, tapping out a rhythm, informing us and reminding us that this world isn't all it's cracked up to be. What we certainly feel in our sorrows over suffering and injustice, and what we ruefully admit when we are honest about our joys and laughter, is that this can't be all there is. And yet, the answer cannot be that all this means nothing, right? What even so many religious people, including their leaders, have missed for
Sample complete. Ready to continue?